Let's take a look at the technical picture first. The fundamentals dictate or indicate that both US dollar and yen are risk adverse currencies. If you're going to be standing out of risk, you want to have cash in order to be able to complete all of your obligations and your leverage if you're indebted. Okay, so you're going to be buying or actually storing or stacking up into the dollar if you're in the Western Hemisphere, in the United States in particular, of course, and in Europe. And if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, you would of course stack cash in the yen, in the Japanese yen. So what has been going on, of course, very strong risk aversion because Asian equity markets open up before the US equity markets. That's all there is to it, nothing else. We'll look at it first from the fundamental point of view. So if you have a crash, COVID related crash in equities, of course it will sound in Asia earlier because Asia, that's where the dawn is, that's where morning breaks out. Everyone is selling, all right, on the stock markets, all right. So by maybe today is a holiday in the US, so I don't know what's going to happen. By Monday, this is going to feed back into the US. The United States dollar will become an investment, a cash investment, because everyone will be selling. If there's still that same risk adverse environment, everyone will be selling in the US stock markets. You would actually monitor this through US stock futures. All right, I believe they're already down. I understand 1.8%. I'm not sure. So you'll see a rebound in the US dollar against the yen going into Monday. Okay, so we expect what we're seeing is again a buy. Now this is the fundamental concept of what we would consider or what we are looking at. Let's take a look at the technicals. We were there, of course, on this 4-hour chart since yesterday. We're believing that we're going all the way to 118. So this has been resegregated to allow for this current crash that we had overnight in Asia. Everything is probably having the same labels except the current market top out. So over here we're having the 1-2, we're quite sure now. This is an internal degree 1 and internal degree 2. That is an internal degree 3 related to this momentum plot. This is definitely an internal degree 3. Earlier it had been a higher degree 3 because that was a higher degree 4. What expected this has completed higher degree 4 and the market would be going to do a 5. Now there is more prolonged correction. So expect what we have been seeing already topped out. So this has become a lower degree or an internal degree 3. This is an internal degree 4. This is correct. Inside here we have a complete segregation of a 1, 2, the 3 and a 4. The market earlier topped into a 5. Okay, so this is a Roman italic 5. Wave 3 is finished now. Higher degree wave 3 is finished. Internally this would be labeled, of course, as a 5. This is an internal degree 4. This is an internal degree 3. So the labels are confirmed momentum wise. So wave 3 has finished. All right, usually you could, on strong risk aversion, test the top of 1. Remember, degree 4 will take you down to test the top of 1. How do you know it's not going to test the top of 1? We look at momentum. We're having, of course, 0 line rejection on momentum on the 4-hour chart. We are having a bounce here. Okay, if this was going to test top of 1, actually in reality there's only that lapse in the time difference because the US markets are not open. But if this was going to test the top of 1, this would have already tested the top of 1. You find this has crashed all the way, tested the top of 1 immediately last night and bounced. Then you would consider different labels. That 5 actually has finished, and this is high degree 3 and there's a 5. Then have a very long correction or some kind of a deep correction. But there has been no test of level 1, immediate test of level 1, even with the time lapse between Asia and America. So we'll still, of course, there's possibility for more bearishness on Monday, but so far we expect that this count will hold, or these labels that